Hello. Amazing. So I can see that we are live on Instagram and on Facebook. So I'm just going to dive straight in. I may end up getting joined by a small person or small people. They're currently just been arguing about who the Hot Wheel cars that I've just bought from Aldi belong to. So there we go. But they're playing outside, the husband's watching the football, and I'm currently reading a book. So I just felt compelled to come and do a quick live, what I had in store for tomorrow. But I thought, do you know what, I'm going to go and do it now. And then if anybody wants to catch the podcast version of it, you can do that in the morning on the way to work or on the way home from the schoolroom. So as always, I am Rebecca Lockwood, your Neuro Linguistic Programming trainer, hypnotherapy trainer and breakthrough coach trainer. I also train a couple of other modalities, including EFT, energy, timeline therapy, hypnotherapy, I think I just said that one, and a few other bits and bobs that really support coaches to be the very best versions of themselves. I'm also a dance and aerial fitness instructor. So today I wanted to talk to you about what you really need to know about NLP. What you really need to know about NLP. So really, when it comes to, and just to let you know as well, I am live on Facebook and on Instagram at the same time. So if I'm looking in different directions, that is why. And I've just got a number of notifications ping up. There we go. So I discovered NLP when I was 24. I'm going to give away my age right now, but that doesn't really matter. It was 10 years ago now, and I had a business, and on the outside, this business appeared to be really successful. So on the outside looking in, people would stop me in the street and in the local shop who knew me from school, and they'd say things like, "Oh my God, what you're doing is really amazing, you're really successful. It's so good to see after how you was at school." And, you know, on the outside looking in, it appeared to be really successful. I was winning business awards. I was regularly featured as a successful businesswoman in places like Yorkshire Life and local newspapers and magazines, and it looked like it was going really well, but the truth is it was really difficult. It was such a struggle, and I really struggled. Mainly what I identified after I trained in NLP, it was because I had a lack of self-belief and a lack of belief in myself. I didn't think I was worthy of having the success that I'd created, and I didn't feel like I deserved it, which is so weird to think about now, but at the time that was what was going on in my head. And so I decided to close the business down. Now, it was a really difficult decision to make, but I ended up back in a sales job, and I'd been listening to the Unlimited Power CD, Tony Robbins Unlimited Power CD, and it was quite an old CD of his because he's still called NLP, Neuro Linguistic Programming. Now he doesn't call it NLP, he calls what he does something different. Very similar, but something different. But back then, because what he does is NLP, back then he still called it Neuro Linguistic Programming. And I'm not kidding you, I had been listening to that CD on repeat for about a year, and I felt like this was the first time I'd heard him say the words NLP, Neuro Linguistic Programming. And it evoked something within me that I felt like I needed to take action upon. And so I did. I decided that I was going to find an NLP course and train as an NLP practitioner, and that is what I did. Within 6 months, I had trained and was an NLP coach, NLP practitioner, timeline therapist, and I loved it so much that I decided that I was going to dedicate myself to learning as much as I could about it and then train it to other women, which I've now been doing for 5 years. 5 years? Is that right? 2019. Yeah, 5 years. We're now in 2024. So in 2019, I began training Neuro Linguistic Programming to other women. I spent a lot of time developing myself, training in it myself, and I didn't just do the training once or twice. I did practitioner 6 times. I then went on and did master practitioner with 3 separate companies and did that multiple times as well. And then I went on to do the training to be able to and enable me to train others. Now, what this did for me is this gave me a really good insight into how I believe training companies should operate and how I believe and think they shouldn't, right? Not because of anything other than my own personal experiences. So I could never say anything negative or bad about the people that I trained with, because they were all incredible people, incredible companies. However, I just felt, for me personally, there was things that was lacking that I felt like I could have, the right words to use. So I found that I could make it easier for people going through the course. And so that's what I did. I identified all of the things, all of the gaps that I felt like there were in every training that I took, and I made sure that they were all covered in the training that I developed and deliver now to my NLP practitioners. So I wanted to talk to you really about 3 things, because I've waffled a little bit now, but that's fine, because I am following my notes, I promise, they were in my notes. I wanted to talk to you about a few things, there's 4 things actually, that I think everybody needs to know about NLP, because I've been having quite a lot of conversations this week on the phone with women who are really considering taking the step into our NLP practitioner program, and there's quite a few questions that I get a lot that I think everyone needs to know. The first thing is that NLP is the most amazing thing that you will ever learn. It really is. And I seriously believe that it should be taught in schools. It is the most amazing thing that you will ever learn, I promise. It is such a powerful set of tools and techniques that will arm you for life. So even if you don't necessarily want to become a coach, or you don't see yourself supporting people in that kind of setting, and you just want to, maybe you're curious about Neuro Linguistic Programming, learning NLP is the fastest and most cost-effective way of you being able to identify within yourself what direction you want to take in your life and how to move forward in your life. It will support you to unblock any limitations that you're setting, any challenges that you're putting in place, and unpick any limiting beliefs that you have there. So the second thing that I wanted to talk to you about is NLP was created in the 70s by 2 American guys. So NLP was created in America. So we certify our, and I'll talk about this in a second as well, we certify our course through an American board, because it is the largest board for NLP in the world, because NLP was created in America. So it was created in America by 2 guys, Richard Bandler and John Grinder, who have since parted ways and now deliver the course separately. Now, bearing in mind that NLP was created in the 70s by 2 men, there is quite a lot of technological advancements that have come since the 70s. And so the NLP content itself is amazing and fantastic. However, there are some things that I deliver within our NLP course where I do kind of say, side note, bear in mind, we're now in 2024, right? The third thing that I wanted to touch on is NLP has many additions. Since it was created in the 70s, there's been so many adaptations and additions to it and contributions to it. So as I go through my NLP practitioner course, I also talk about where the technique derived from, where it was developed, how it was put together. And a big part of Neuro Linguistic Programming and the contribution to Neuro Linguistic Programming was by the late Tad James, who is also the founder and creator of Timeline Therapy, that I also deliver and certify people in. I just wanted to quickly interrupt this broadcast and remind you that I am available for one-to-one coaching. So if you are feeling stuck, if you're feeling like there's something that you're trying to move past and it's just not happening, if you feel like you need some help with some direction, whether that's in your life, in your business, in your relationships, or if you need some help coming up with strategy and sales processes, these are the kinds of things that I can help you unpick, overcome, and really get some real results on. So if you do want to have a chat about one-to-one coaching, just pop me a message or an email to hello@yesicanmethod.com. I nearly said the third thing, but we're on number 4 now. The fourth thing that I wanted to talk to you about is, and this is really important, everyone who teaches NLP properly and accredits their course has to teach the same content. Let me repeat that. Everybody who teaches NLP properly and accredits their course has to teach the same content. So a question that I get asked a lot is, why should I do your NLP course and not X over there? And I always say the same thing. Like, if you are doing your Neuro Linguistic Programming course with a proper company who is accrediting their course properly, you have to meet certain requirements in order to be able to accredit your students and certify them. If you don't, then you're not doing it properly. So every NLP practitioner course contains the same content. The differences come from the delivery, from the deeper structure, and from the examples and the stories the trainer gives as they are delivering the content. So my experiences as a woman, as a mother, as a woman who runs a business, as someone who's ran a successful business and unsuccessful businesses, I use stories that relate to my experiences as a wife, as a mother, as, you know, all of the experiences that I've had. So when you're looking for your NLP training, the best thing to do is to look at who the trainer is. Watch some of their videos, listen to their podcast if they've got one. You know, I was gonna, and I started actually writing another post that I'll probably do a video on, and it was like the red flags to watch out for in coaching or training. And one of them really is if they've got no videos and no content that you can watch to kind of get a feel for who they are and what they do, you know, everything like that. Another one, I'm going to go ahead and give you them all now, but just one more thing quickly is to really think about who is this person and how will I resonate with their experiences. So it is so key. I was going to say something else then, but actually I'm going to save it because I think I'll do another video this week on the red flags to look for. The red flags to look for when looking for a coach and for some training. Okay, so just to recap then, this is what you need to know about Neuro Linguistic Programming. Number one, NLP is the most amazing thing that you will ever learn, I promise. Number two, NLP was created in the 70s by two American guys who now deliver the course separately. They parted ways. Number three, NLP has had many additions and contributions since it was created. And number four, everyone who teaches NLP properly and accredits their course has to teach the same content. They have to, because they have to meet certain standards to be able to accredit and certify their courses. So the differences come within the trainer. So look for a trainer that you resonate with, listen to their podcasts, watch their videos, listen to their tone of voice, their accent, things like this, because it's a very expensive mistake to make if you choose the wrong training, and you need to ensure that you choose the right one. No hard feelings if you don't resonate with me. Go and look for one. It's an amazing thing to learn. If you want to learn more about NLP, I have my NLP practitioner and breakthrough coaching course coming up starting very soon. We are going online for 3 months with 2 weekly live sessions, and at the end of that 3 months you'll be fully accredited and certified as a Neuro Linguistic Programming practitioner and breakthrough coach. You then have the option to do an intensive 6 days of live training with me with timeline therapy accreditation as well. It is an amazing course. That is an optional add-on because some people prefer to do it over the 3 months online and other people prefer to get it done and dusted. And if you want to have a chat about that, I lost my train of thought for a second then, could you tell? If you want to have a quick chat about that, just let me know. And if you want to learn more about Neuro-Linguistic Programming before making a decision about it, or actually you don't want to do a full course and you just want to learn a bit more about NLP, I do have a free training coming up on Tuesday at 10 a.m. So if you're on Instagram with me, the link to register for that is in my profile. And if you're on Facebook with me, the link is in the description above this video. If you're listening to the podcast, it's in the show notes. And if you're watching this on YouTube or on the blog, it's in the notes in the blog or on the show notes for YouTube. And that's it from me. As always, I'm Rebecca Lockwood, your Neuro Linguistic Programming Trainer, Hypnotherapy Trainer and Breakthrough Coach Trainer. If you've got any questions, just reach out, let me know. We can hop on a call or chat via message. Have an amazing day. I am going to go and finish my book now. The kids have gone quiet. I don't know if that's a good thing or a worrying. Sometimes it's like, what are they doing wrong? They only go quiet when they're doing something wrong. So I'm going to go and finish reading my book and make tea. So if you need anything or you've got any questions, reach out. Have an amazing rest of your weekend, and I'll catch you live again tomorrow.